Hey guys, welcome back. And tonight I got a new piece of equipment I want to kind of go over with you. As many of you may know, I've tried out several of these fabric cloth enclosures. I don't typically use them that much unless I'm moving machines around or doing like engraving a countertop or a tabletop or something large. I do use the Comgrow cover when I'm doing stove covers. I've got the older version that I use, and it's a little bit smaller than this one, but same basic principle as far as the design goes. But this is Comgrow's, one of their latest enclosures that they've released, and they sent me an email wanting to know if I'd try one out and give you guys my opinion on it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So if that's something you're interested in, then stick around for a few minutes and we'll get to it. All right, guys, the first thing that I'd like to point out before I forget, because I will, in this version of their enclosure, Comgrow has included a crossbar that can be placed in lieu of these two little short pieces here if having this open area is not something you're looking for. You can place this in here and have that a little more robust, a little more solid. But I haven't had any problems of it being flimsy. I mean, I've had it out today playing with it and kind of just seeing what all will fit in it and what all won't. And so far, every laser that I have will fit in here securely, and you actually have a little extra room. So that's good as far as keeping cables from binding and that type of thing. The overall size of this thing, guys, is about 27.5 inches wide, 27.5 inches deep, and it's around 20 inches tall. And the one thing that I've been talking to Comgrow through email, and one thing that they've told me is that they're in the process of adding lights as well as a camera to their enclosures. When you buy their enclosure as a kit, it'll come with a light bar that works as well as a camera. Now, I thought the camera was going to be with this one, but it's not. So for now, we're just going to go with the lights. But I will say they did pretty good on the lights. The way the lights were designed to be mounted is on this center bar right here in the middle, which is a good location for that. I wasn't crazy about the way that they wanted you to put them on there. The instructions said to use a little Velcro strap that they sent you to put the lights on there. And that kind of had the cable dangling a little bit. But with 4 or 5 little 6-inch zip ties, I was able to get that thing up to where it met my standards. And you'll see here that I've got the light bar across there. I've got the wire ran to the edge, over, and then down. The one thing that I will show you right quick is they're actually really bright. It's like almost like an under-the-counter light bar. And right now, guys, I'm just running off a little pocket juice battery backup just to keep from having to contend with twisting this thing around with cords on it. So I'm going to rotate it around and show you what the side here looks like, because they did do some upgrades that I'm pretty proud of. They took, and you have this flap now to where if you do not want to put the exhaust port on there, you don't have to. You can put it on the other side, because both sides of this enclosure look exactly the same. This one's got a place for the 4-inch exhaust port. I believe that's a 4-inch. Let me double check. Fairly confident. Yes, that is a 4-inch. So you've got the exhaust port here, or you can actually put it on the other side, and this little Velcro flap here covers the hole where that is installed currently. Now, I want it on this side because that's what I'm used to, so I just put it on this side. Another thing they have is they have this little spot here, and there's like little rubber grommet right here that you can put cables through. Now, the light, I actually ran the light behind the Velcro just to kind of hold it in place and keep it out of that, because I wanted to make sure that my light switch stayed right here. So I've got mine set up like that. But let me rotate this thing around. The back, nothing really to see here, guys, other than a little bit of dirt that I've got on it. And then this is the other side. So here's that Velcro flap I was telling you about. And you can unvelcro this, and you can take the exhaust port and put it on this side. If that's if the way your setup is, if you need it on this side rather than this side, you can do that. And you also have that same little option up here. There's a smaller port here that you can put cables or whatever you need to go through there. But then you have this little rubber insert here that will kind of help keep the smoke from getting out through there. So that is really the big upgrades. I know I've had a couple people say that they had problems with the duct pulling through. This one does have the acrylic insert back there to keep the screws from pulling through the fabric. And one more thing that they asked me to do at Comgrow, guys, and I'm guessing they're pretty confident because they asked me to do this. But they said that this thing is flame resistant, is burn resistant, and just like one that I've tested before, they have offered to allow me to hit it with a torch. So I'm going to be pulling that off in here. And I'm going to hope that they're right, that I can't burn it, because I'm going to do that inside the shop here instead of outside. But I do have some extinguishing methods readily available. So be right back. All right, moment of truth, guys. You know, when folks send me things and ask me to intentionally try to destroy it, it's hard. It's hard sometimes to take a torch to a perfectly working piece of equipment, but that's what they wanted me to do, and they're claiming that this won't hurt it. So I'm hoping it won't. This is not necessarily your typical propane torch. This is MAP gas. So hopefully we'll still be good. But I'm gonna try this out and see how it works. Woo! Okay, that gets the outside gets hot, guys, but it's not even leaving a mark. And just as a reference, let me get a piece of wood. I want to show you. Like I said, this MAP gas is a little more toxic than typical propane. So that's what you would normally expect to see from this, is it would burn. Just so I can show you guys, it's not any trickery going on here. This is MAP gas. Now I'm going to throw that in the floor here on the concrete, just in case there's any little embers on it. It don't catch up while I'm not looking. But yeah, the stuff definitely does not melt, and it definitely holds up. I thought it might mess it up on the outside, but I didn't see anything. So I'm gonna go on the other side, guys, and let you watch this side, because it started smoking a little bit, or like almost like steam coming off of it, but it's not discolored, it's not messed up or anything. So there you have it. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah, guys, I mean, I really don't want to sit here and try to cut a hole through it, but that's kind of what they indicated they wanted me to do. So, all right, here goes nothing, guys. It ain't like I haven't got another one sitting around, I guess. So let me try to get this camera where you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to see what I can do right here on this corner. And I'm going to try to keep it localized in case I do actually knock a hole in it. Okay, that is ridiculous. Now it is very hot on the back side. And it is hot on the inside too, but it's not flaming up. So yeah, guys, I'm going to call that flame resistant. Now, I am certain I could get the oxygen acetylene torch and cut a hole through that thing, because I can cut the hole through steel. But that's pretty impressive for it to be able to take this kind of damage. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna just do one more little thing just so I can show you guys what kind of heat this thing's taking, because this is pretty it's pretty amazing. So let me I'm just gonna stand a piece of wood up against it right there so that you can see what happens to the wood and what happens to the material. Just kind of a comparison. Let's move this closer. Let me get you down there where you can see, guys. All right, here we go. Fixing to see what we can do with this. So here we go. So I got a piece of wood there. That's some of my 4.5 millimeter Luan. And I'm gonna aim basically half and half. I'm gonna put half of the fire on the material and half on the wood. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's what happened to the wood. And I got a little smoke on it that time from the wood, but it didn't leave a mark other than the little bit of soot that came off of the wood where the wood was propped up. So guys, that I'm gonna call that fireproof, no doubt. All right, guys, this is gonna be a short video, but like I said, Comgrow sent me this thing. They wanted me to show it to you guys, and I had actually, like I said, I don't know if somebody else had mentioned to them about putting lights in one of these before I did, but I had been messaging with them for the past couple of months, and I told them that the things that their enclosure needed was 1, lights, and 2, the camera. And I've been told that the camera is on its way or shall be soon. But the lights, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've used a lot of those little strip lights. That light's a lot more evenly illuminating than the strip lights, and the install is a heck of a lot easier. 2 zip ties to hold it in place, 1 in the corner here, and then 1 in the corner here, drop down, go out the little entryway. So that was a pretty good install. I didn't like the Velcro. If they'd give me like 3 or 4 pieces of Velcro, maybe, but I feel more comfortable with the zip ties. But anyway, guys, this is the enclosure, and I'll drop a link in the description. If you're interested in it, you can click that link, and that way they'll know that the Clack Shack sent you to go get yourself one of these. And it is, like I said, it is a pretty robust machine. It's got the typical orange material here in the front. This one, it was a little wrinkled when I first got it, so what I did, guys, is I just took it, set it out there in the sun, and let it stay outside in the sun for a little while, and I got most of the wrinkles out of it. Now, it's the material being what it is, it's going to have a few, but if you do get one of these, you can either use a heat gun to heat this up if you're up north somewhere where you don't have the luxury of the sunlight, or you can just set it out in the sun if you live in Alabama, and it'll help get those wrinkles out of that thing. But that's it for tonight, guys. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to pass this on to you. I haven't exactly figured out what I'm going to be doing with this thing for now, but they wanted me to just take it, torture test it, tell you about it, and so that part is done. And don't forget, if you're interested, link will be below. And until next time, guys, be safe and have a good day.